5, okay, which is concept 3, grouping. So John has a rectangular piece of paper measuring 21 cm by 14. So I'm just going to draw a rectangle, label 21 cm for the length, 14 cm for the breadth. Okay, so he's going to cut out smaller squares, each measuring 3 cm by 3 cm. So I'm going to start from this corner here. I'm going to cut squares all the way across, and each one is measuring 3 by 3 cm. And definitely there's still some more paper down here, right? The remaining paper, I still can cut out 3 by 3 cm squares. So you have to write the measurement 3 by 3 cm. Okay. So what is the maximum number of small squares that can be cut out from the rectangular piece? So some of you will tell me, take 21 times 14, 3 times 3, then you divide. No, cannot. Because you know that if you do that, right, it's going to be wrong already. Okay, so I need to find the number of squares. So you know that every 3 cm will give you a side of a square, right? So every 3 cm, one side of a square. That means this 3 cm also another side, this 3, this 3. So you can see that, right, the length will be grouped into groups of 3 cm. So in 21 cm, how many 3 cm of sides 3 cm can you get from the length of 21? You take 21 divided by 3. You will get exactly 7 squares out from the length. But what about the breadth? This is 14 cm. So how many sides of 3 cm will I be able to cut out from the breadth of 14 cm? So I take 14 divided by 3. I know there's a remainder. You work out first. The maximum number of squares you can get is 4 squares, because 4 squares you already taken up 12 cm. Remainder 2 cm. So that means over here there'll be a little strip here which you have to leave it alone, because you're not able to get 3 by 3 cm squares from it anymore. It's like trash already, just a little flimsy piece of strip of paper you can just throw away. Okay, so this remaining 2 cm, you know that you are not able, John is not able to cut a 3 by 3 cm square because the remainder is 2 cm only. How to get a side 3 cm? So ignore the remainder. So now you know that from the length, you are able to get 7 squares. From the breadth, you are able to get 4 squares. But they say, what is the maximum number of small squares that can be cut out? Which means even if you cut out 7 squares here, 4 squares down, right? Inside here, there is still 7 squares. There is still some more place that you can cut the squares. So which means, in other words, right, they're asking for the maximum number of small squares, means how many squares can you use to cover up most of the area? Okay, so you just take 7 times 4. Your answer is 28 squares. Understand? Who didn't get this correct? You need to do corrections. You need to understand why first. Okay? Moving on to question number 6. Peter has a cardboard measuring 35 by 29. Same thing, just draw the rectangle out. Okay? He's going to cut out squares of side also 3 cm. So you know from the left to the right, you can cut 3 cm by 3 cm squares out from the left to the right across. And from the top down all the way to the bottom, you also can cut 3 by 3 cm squares. So what is the maximum number of squares he can cut? So same thing, every 3 cm get you a side of a square. Every 3 cm, 3 cm. So the length will be grouped into 3 squares of side 3 cm. So how many sides of 3 cm can you get out of 35 cm? So you take 35 divided by 3. The most number of squares is 11 squares. Because 11 squares, you already have used up 33 cm. There will be a remainder of 2 cm here. So the remainder of 2 cm, let's say about like that lah. I'm going to draw out like this. Okay, 2 cm. Okay, so this one cannot really. So this one is just a trash flimsy piece of paper. Okay, now we are going to find out how many squares can we cut out from the top to the bottom, which is from the breadth, along the breadth. So each one is 3 by 3 cm, right? So every 3 cm, one side of a square. So 29 divided by 3. 9 squares is already 27 cm used. there's still a remainder of 2 cm. So here also got another little piece of strip of paper which you cannot use anymore. So this is also like trash. So over here, these two parts you throw away, no more already. Okay, cannot use anymore. So that means the question is asking me, how many squares can he cut out? The maximum number of squares. So from left to right across, you can cut out 11 squares. From top to bottom, you can cut out 9 squares. So how many squares in total? Remember, the remainder 2 cm, you cannot use anymore because you are not able to cut out a 3 by 3 cm square. So the maximum number of squares, it would be 11 times 9. Your answer will be 99 squares. Okay, not 11 plus 9. Left to right, 11. Top to bottom, 9. So 11 times 9. Because over here, you still can cut out some more. Use up every single part of the paper as much as you can. Okay, any questions? No, can move on. Okay, I move on then. Okay, moving on to question number 7 now.